Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the lightweight bout between Gabriel Benitez versus Jaynes. So Benitez versus Jaynes. So in this fight between Benitez versus Jaynes, I'm just going to start at Jaynes first. When I look at Jaynes, outside of UFC, it was his wrestling and his grappling. In the UFC, he has had 0 takedowns or has secured 0 takedowns. I think in his first fight, he got a knockout. Then he attempted a single takedown. In the second fight, I think he got like a drop, and I think he attempted like 1 or 2 takedowns, but had 0 success with his takedown. So outside of UFC, he was never the biggest guy, never the most imposing looking guy, but he was relentless, physically strong, a good wrestler, and would take you down and manhandle you. But now fell in love with that jumping hook and knocking people out. So when I look at it, what the biggest issues in this fight for me, really the X factor on his side would be if he implements his wrestling. I don't think Benitez's wrestling defense is all the greatest. He definitely has improved a lot, and it's not no big open area to exploit. But if he can exploit that, that'd be an area that he should go for and try to exploit in this one. But I don't think he's gonna really try to exploit it. I don't think he'll have the most success with that either. So I really think he's gonna come out to try to be aggressive early, which I think is another big area that to worry about against Jaynes is the jumping, the power, the aggression. And if he mixes the wrestling, makes him even more dangerous. But I think more so limited wrestling again in this fight from him. And a lot of jumping hooks. Now, I'm not saying Benitez is the most cleanest striker in the world or whatnot, but I think he is definitely easy to see that he's the more technical, cleaner striker. Been to 45 for a longer time, and even though he's at 155 now, better eyes, better reads, better feel for timing, and should be able to avoid the hook, that jumping stuff and aggressive, the leaping stuff from Jaynes, especially if it's only really on one hand. Keep his defense tight and really pick apart Jaynes in this one. I think it's gonna be a sloppy kind of fight at times because of Jaynes. Like when you're dealing with an aggressive fighter, you're not really the most super technical fighter yourself. It's gonna be a little bit sloppy because you're gonna have to, address that early, or you're gonna have to start to address that and endure that in a way where you can't really slip and counter him and crack him, put him away with one shot, or just slide out the back door and just avoid that stuff because you kind of had to meet it in a way. But I'm going off topic with this one a little bit. But either way, a little bit of a sloppy fight, more so because of Jaynes, but I think Benitez overall the more technical fighter, and once he starts to really catch his reads on Jaynes, to be able to start to counter him more, push him back more, and start to stuff his takedowns his aggressive takedowns, and really outwork him down the stretch. Like early on, very sloppy a little bit in a way, trying to find his groove. Then when he starts finding his groove, he starts to pick apart Jaynes and prove that technique over aggression and wear him down over the course of a fight. I don't think he stops him, but I think he beats him to a decision. So in this one, I have not Justin Jaynes. I have Gabriel Benitez via decision. So again, Gabriel Benitez via decision.